Oh, guys.
What's up?
Sorry to keep you waiting, guys. SBG. What's up, SBG? I see Artem changed the scenery. A while back you were in another place, now you're in the window. That's nice. That's a nice wallpaper view.
I can see straight away that David is a bit shy. You don't need to be shy, coach.
I'm looking at Artem's nice background there.
So let me introduce you guys first. So I'm going to speak to David Jones first. So David Jones is the striking coach of Pedro and Artem in the SBG Ireland gym. Do you want to please talk about your background a little bit so we can all get to know you a little better?
Yeah, my background, I've been boxing when I was 9 years of age. I boxed up till I was about 17 and went into SBG then a couple of years later. Always involved in boxing and training people, so that's basically, I was taught by a man, Brendan Dunn. His son was an actual world champion. Bernard, Brendan's probably a top man to learn off, so I learned everything off him. That's how I ended up out on SBG after the world, teaching the lads.
And how was this? And how was this transition to beginning to train fighters from MMA? Because usually a lot of boxers have that traditional view of the fighting world and sports. And how was this transition in your mind? How did you accept all the new techniques, all the grappling? How was it to combine all these elements into getting your fighters to have the best approach with the boxing techniques?
Well, when John set up years back for SBG, I was around then, so I was doing a bit of jiu-jitsu with John on the ground, a bit of Muay Thai, a bit of judo when I was younger as well.
Oh, okay.
So it was kind of easy for me to adapt from boxing into the MMA style. It's just changed slightly, movement on the lads is just slightly different with the MMA than it is with boxing, you know?
Yeah, even the stance and the positioning is not as close, right? It's a little bit more, more willing to go to the grappling. Yeah. So was this a bit of a transition for a lot of athletes and for yourself as a coach as well?
No, there's very little in the difference. You know, it's just you're using your reach more, and the angles are just slightly different. You're on your toes more in MMA. With boxing, you're more wide-legged and you're more flat-footed. You can't do that in MMA because if you throw a right hand and you lean down too much, you're going to be caught with a knee, so you keep the head up all the time. So you could have just open, you learn all these different styles, so you learn to adapt then after a while, you know.
Okay, and how is it to work with these guys? Either Artem or Pedro. You can say whatever you want right now. They're not with you, so nobody's gonna hurt us.
No, the work they put in is incredible to get where they are, and they're just going to keep getting better. Like they down there, the amount of effort and training that they put in is just incredible. What they put their bodies through, it's just unreal.
Yeah.
They do very well.
Okay, thank you so much. I'll be back with you for the round table. And now I'm introducing Artem Lobov. Am I saying right the name?
Yeah, Artem Lobov.
Artem Lobov, out of Russia and now from Ireland as well. So you're one of the toughest guys I've ever seen in the circuit, man. How can you keep being so tough after all this time and all these fights?
You know, when you have a face like mine, you don't have much to lose. So it's no problem.
And boy, I gotta say this. I mean, of all the things you've done, bare knuckle boxing is the one that actually impresses me the most, in terms of how brutal it is. So let me start with this question: is there a difference in your training approach for MMA in terms of the striking, obviously? In terms of the fist fighting, is there a difference in the way you hit or in the way you train for the bare knuckle as with or for the gloves? Is there a difference?
Yeah, there's certainly difference, but it's a learning process for me because this is a new sport, and there is no way to try bare knuckle sparring even. So you just have to kind of rely on your fights. For me, it's only two so far, but what is two fights? That's nothing. So every time I go out there, I learn something new. For example, in the last fight, they because there's, as you see, there's only a small wrap. Well, in the last fight, they also wanted to do a little sleeve, so there was a bit more of a wrap. So that sleeve made it a little bit awkward to keep your fist closed. My fist kept slipping and kept opening up all the time. Like when you would punch somebody and it kept opening up. So that was something new that I didn't encounter in my first fight. But yeah, it's exciting. It's always a new challenge. And it's interesting for me. To try this new sport.
Yeah, so this fight we're watching a little bit is against Knight, so it was the first one. And the second one, you beat a boxer, a huge boxer. So how was the experience of actually getting to in a sport that's maybe not your foundation, right? The boxing, am I right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it was a little bit tricky as well because I had a certain game plan, where clinch is allowed in bare knuckle boxing. The rule is as long as you're punching and as long as you're working, they're not going to separate you. But because the sport is so new, the referee that was there on the night, that was his first time, judging, working for a bare knuckle event,
really? Oh.
So, yeah, so he was, there's only been 6 so far, and now the 7th is going to be 10th of August. So the referees are very inexperienced yet, which is understandable. But as a result, because they kept separating us all the time, I didn't really get to implement my game plan as much. And I just basically had to adjust in the fight and just box. But luckily, I was preparing to just box him. So I was able to adjust, adapt, and still get the victory.
And so you signed the contract for bare knuckle boxing for 3 fights. So you still have 1 to go. Do you know your opponent already?
No, not yet. But I'm ready, and I see myself staying longer there. I like this sport is really good for my heart. For my soul. I really enjoy it, and it pays really well. So, wherever the money is, I go. Whoever pays, I'm ready. Few quid and I'm anyone's.
Wow. Wow. How old are you right now? 33?
Yeah, I'm 32. I'll be 32 in August.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Man, boy, is he tough. David, let me know something. In terms of knowing that Artem is in these bare knuckle boxing fights, what sort of strategies or what difference does it make in the way you train his punches? Because I've noticed, maybe it's my untrained eye, but I've noticed that he hit a little bit more trying to hit with these, I don't know, the knuckles, these 2 knuckles maybe, that maybe those are the ones who break a little less than this.
Even if I try to hit something else, no chance. Look at the size of this middle knuckle.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
There's no way to avoid it.
There's no way to avoid it, man. It's in our camera. We're all getting hit. I have it too. I mean, no. It's not as good as yours. It's just that I broke this. I broke this one here. See?
Oh, you broke the third one.
Yeah, because I don't know how to fight. It's like, oh, shit. It was a drunk guy. He told me to go fuck my mother, so I was like, oh, yeah. I was only 16. Come on, I was only 16. But David, is there a difference in the way you make them hit the pads, for example?
No, it's the same. It's the same system. Everything's the same.
Okay.
It's got the same route as a boxer. The only difference is the only difference that they're actually going to have is the clinch. So the clinch is the only difference between the boxing and the MMA. So if you get that hand in behind the back of the head, an MMA fight against a boxer, it's going to be very hard to get away from him. But the way Artem went down and boxed Paulie, that was totally different. He actually boxed Paulie as a boxing style. He didn't go in for the clinch too much. So he boxed him because the referee wasn't allowing him to clinch him. So he went down and he boxed. And he beat him. And just as Paulie's own sport.
Okay.
So you don't change anything between really the bare knuckle and the boxing. There might be more punches thrown because it's only 2 minutes. So it's really, really fast. and then you get the break, and then you're back in another 2 minutes, real fast, get back out. So it's really 90 miles an hour.
What about Pedro here? Is there something that what strikes the eye in Pedro? I mean, what are his major strengths in the striking part that you can see?
I'm listening.
No, you don't talk right now. You can't talk right now. Yeah, besides talking too much. Besides talking too much.
Well, everybody knows he talks too much in the gym. He just be shouting. In all fairness, the funny thing about Pedro is Pedro can fight orthodox and he can fight southpaw. You show him one thing once, he go through it slow, and then all of a sudden he can just do it. It's just one of these people that was just born to fight. He can fight either way. He's just an incredible lad. He's going to be a great fighter. You're lucky to have him in your country.
And how does one develop that toughness? Like Artem here has shown a lot of times, and Pedro is starting to show as well. Or has been
same like look at him. He has nothing to lose.
Okay.
Look at that face. He's the same like.
Look! I think you are just jealous of this incredible beard, you know?
Yeah,
okay.
Everybody knows that the big beard is to protect the chin, right? It's like a pad. It's like a pad.
Details. There's only details.
It's a focus mitt.
The truth about the beard is, when you don't have much hair, then you want at least to have something here.
Yeah.
That is
If you can't get it up, you get it down.
Don't say that, Artem. Don't say that.
Listen, when are you guys coming to Portugal? Let's have a meeting, man. Let's go have some drinks, Portuguese style.
Hey,
Let's go.
David, at least David told that next year he'll be here for sure.
Oh, nice.
When I have the belt around my ace.
Oh, yeah.
Celebrating.
Sorry, what,
and
Artem?
we always go to train in Portugal, in Lagos. There is an MMA gym called It's a great gym. They're our friends, and we always go to train there. It's a great place.
Will you be coming this year, or have you came already?
I don't know yet, but I might be. I like to come, not in the tourist season because summer is full of people, but, early spring or else kind of in the autumn, September, October is perfect because nice and warm, no people there. It's perfect for training. So
nice. Good. We'll keep in touch. Guys, do you have any, just to finish this off, I'll leave you to your rest because I know you have to go and rest. Tomorrow is another day. I just want to ask you, each one of you, do you have any advice for the newcomers, for people who are interested in MMA or boxing or any others combat sports? Do you have any advice, given your extensive careers and your extensive experience? Let me begin with you, David.
Yeah, well, if someone's coming in as an amateur and they really want to fight, they have to have a lot of battle and a lot of heart, and it's an awful lot of hard work. So they train at least twice a day. The work that Pedro puts in and Artem puts in, it's incredible. So I think if you're willing to put in the work, you'll get there eventually. Just keep digging in, keep training. That's all.
Wise words, sir. Thank you so much. Artem, do you have any advice for the newcomers, for someone who wants to be on the top of their game?
Absolutely. There is no really secret. You just have to keep going, keep working the right way. Make sure you challenge yourself all the time. Like if you're doing jiu-jitsu, make sure you're going with really strong guys. If you're doing MMA, go with the best guys you can go. Boxing, the same. Keep training. Do not stop. And the thing about it, you have to have love for it, If you have to force yourself to go to the gym, especially early on in your career, this is not for you. Like for me, when I was starting out, I didn't have to force myself. I didn't want to be anywhere else. I just wanted to be in the gym. If I sometimes had to miss training for some reason, I was like, that didn't sit well with me. I was like, no, I have to be in the gym. I want to be in the gym. And that's when the progress will happen. That's when you will get where you need to get.
Oh man, fantastic. Yeah, exactly. That feeling of regret, right? I didn't do what I was supposed to do. You start liking yourself a little less, right? It's like because if there's one person in the world that you can't bullshit, is yourself, right, guys? At least that's how I view everything.
That's true.
Guys, thank you so much for this little bit. It was really an honor and a pleasure. And go have some rest, and we'll talk later. And I want you guys here in Portugal, okay?
Thank you.
We'll be back with Pedro's belt.
Yes.
Yes. Guys, obrigado. Obrigado. See you later. Thank you. Thank you so much.